Hey everyone, hey everybody, my name's Ben. I record electronic drone as Clover might. I just finished putting together a live setup that I'm really happy with. It's a lot of fun to use, and I figured I'd share it with everybody in case anyone was interested in getting into live electronic music or drone and had some questions, trying to figure out what they want to be using, what gear to buy, what people are finding useful out there. So I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, so this is my live setup. Did a little scan, probably a bunch of things you recognize on here. The heart of the whole thing is the Peavey PV8, which is an 8-channel mixer, hence its name. It has 4 mono inputs and 2 stereo inputs, and the main reason I chose this mixer, probably the really only reason, is because it has 2 sends on it, one of which is pre-fader, which is essential for me. It's really hard to find small format mixers that have a pre-fader send on it. Trust me, I looked. I think Behringer makes one now, but it actually all has faders, and I kind of gotten really used to the volume knobs down here, which I know seems counterintuitive for a mixer, but turning knobs feels really good. So, so that's kind of the central nervous system, and I'll get back to some of the routing in a little bit. But for now, I'm going to come all the way over to my left and show you guys what we've got here. This is my Electribe EMX. I love this thing. I got it about a year ago, and it changed my life for better or worse. And this is a great piece of gear by Korg. You can probably pick one up between 200 and 300 bucks. This is the synth version. I also have the ESX, which is red, which is all sample based. This uses has digital synthesis engines, and there's 5 different synths. And I have drums here too that don't really use them too much. Yeah, so I basically play this thing with this awful keyboard here. I have some bass synths. Let me see. Let me actually turn this up a little bit. So that is the yeah. So bass synth, some swelly stuff, some additive stuff, some chords. I usually go a little higher with these, and then a nice E piano. It's not really that nice, but it gets the job done, and it basically gives me 5 different sounds I can use for synths going into the mixer. And I pretty much only just use this one patch, but maybe I'll change it up with some other stuff in the future. This is probably the thing I've had the longest. This is the Korg Kaossilator. I like it a lot for bass sound. Gives a nice bass sound. Also has a good piano in it. But the nice thing about the Kaossilator is it stays in key and scale. So I'll often put it in a minor scale, and you can change the key on it so that it's doing something different. So yeah, and then it has a bunch of other sounds. Mostly use the piano and bass, but there are some other really great sounds in here that I also use. I'm going to come back to that guy up top in a second. This is the newest edition. This is the Monotron Duo. It's pretty wicked. You can get some some really great sounds. Let me just turn it up here. Let's see if it works. No, it might not work because the cable might be broken. That's okay. You can watch a bunch of videos on that guy. It's great. This is my Critter and Guitari pocket piano. It's amazing. Lots of fun at parties. It has a whole plethora of sounds from some really crazy stuff, all sorts of different waveforms. My favorite mode is definitely by far the arpeggiator. You can change the speed here, change the decay. So yeah, I get a lot of really great sounds out of that. And then last of my synths is the Bleeplabs Nebulophone. This is basically just used to set the key and to do a continual drone behind everything I do. So I'll usually just have something like that going on, and based on where I'm clipped here, I get a different note. So I just generally leave that clipped my whole set, and this is pretty much the only synth that was always just going direct out and not through my effects loop. So I will get into the effects loop. Again, I said I chose this board because it has a pre-fader send, which is really important for getting some good effects going, that and not having the dry signal coming out of the mixer. So let me think. I'll just send the Nebulophone to my effects loop, even though I pretty rarely do this. But so now I have this guy going out my effects loop, and you can see it's a mono send, unfortunately, but I have it going through cable all the way over to this distortion unit here, which will really kind of screw it up if I want to. And from the distortion, I go into my first DL4. I'm going to turn this down, just talk about it. My first DL4, I have a few different delays on there, which is really nice. In the DL4, I go into this these two Behringer pedals. One is a reverb, which really has quite a few cool effects on it, and a tremolo. The reverb, I mostly am using the, let's see if you can focus in here, Cave, which you see gives like a really huge reverb. And then the other favorite of mine is this Space, which gives a nice grain shifted, pitch shifted reverb. And, you know, of course, you got some nice tremolo. This one doesn't get too fast, but it gets the job done. And then from there, I go into my second line 6, which I am using for looping. Sadly, I found out after recording my first album with this setup that the line 6 does not have stereo looping in it. It's only a mono looper, which they did to save money on the pedal, since it's not primarily a looper. But so I'm saving up my pennies for the Pigtronics Infinity Looper. One thing I love about the line 6 is it has good loop decay on it. So if you leave your overdub running for a while, you will end up with your signal slowly decaying, getting quieter and quieter, which is really good for making soundscapes. Again, sadly, it's only in mono, so if I do some really lush reverbs and then put it into the looper, it gets squished to mono. So I'm going to remedy that with the Pigtronics Infinity Looper, which also has a loop decay functionality on it, and also is a stereo looper. So, and then out of the looper, we come back into the mixer, into our stereo effects returns. And I basically just had that thing up at all times. And then we go out of the left and right into another Behringer reverb. This is just a nice plate reverb, pretty low. You can see the mix is pretty low here, and that just adds a nice little something to the entire mix. I said this has 4 mono channels and 2 stereo channels, so I'm sending 3 of my synths into the mono channels, which is the Nebulophone, the Monotron, and the Critter and Guitari. And then I have a mic on my 4th mono channel, which is right here, Audix i5. And then I'm doing the Electribe and the Kaossilator in stereo because they work in stereo. So that kind of lets me do some cool things. This thing also has a few effects built in, and some of them are active, mostly I think reverbs. But one last thing I forgot to share about the setup is the actual board that I just built to hold all this. Previously I had to unplug and replug all of this crap together, and it took about 20 minutes to record anything or set up for a show. But so I basically just got a bunch of 2x4s, 4 going across the top and 5 underneath. Not sure if you can even see that or not, but yeah, there you go. And just kind of screwed them in kind of like a pallet, and then put a bunch of Velcro down, and everything's Velcroed down except for the Electribe because it's a little too heavy and it has feet. So, but everything else stays on the board, and it made recording and setup so much easier. And then I just put it on top of a keyboard stand, which is something I've been doing for a long time, even before I made this board, and it works really well. So that's my whole setup. I didn't really make too much noise with it because it's kind of late and people are sleeping in my house, but hopefully that was helpful for anybody out there trying to figure out what they want to be doing. Definitely go check out my stuff, clovermite.bandcamp.com, and feel free to send me any questions you have. So that's my last setup for electronic drone. I hope you found it useful. Feel free to leave any questions in the comments. Let me know if this video was helpful or interesting at all. There's not too many videos like this, but if anybody's interested, I will definitely make some more. So yeah, share your music in the comments as well. Definitely interested in checking it out, and hope you enjoyed.